and wants to do something, different next year. Hey guys, welcome in. Hey Anitra, how are you? Thank you, Rita Bay, for the follow. I appreciate you. All right, guys. So we are live over here on the YT side. Feel free to follow me on all of my different platforms over at the Intentional Lady CEO. Super excited to dive right into today's training. I cannot believe we're on days 27 and 26 of this 30-day challenge. And on the 30th day, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of my online business starter blueprint for lady CEOs and also my ladypreneur guide. Hey, Holly Red, welcome in the building. And we're going to go ahead and get right into it. All right. So if you are finding yourself to be, an upcoming and aspiring lady CEO, and you want to go ahead and build an online business, then I'm going to be able to help you to be able to do so. Tonight in particular, I usually am on live over on the TT side on TikTok daily at 7 a.m. And I teach for about an hour. But if you're diving in tonight, I'm in the midst of a 30-day challenge. We're going to be covering days 25 and 26, or 26 and 27, should I say. And I'm going to be able to help you to know when to go ahead and delegate and hire help as an online business owner, and how to build a 2 to 5K month online business as a woman without feeling burnt out, because that's what happens a lot of times when we are building our business if we don't have delegated help, right? So if you're at a place where, you're building your business or you plan on building your business, this will definitely be good for you, mainly because doing everything by yourself can make you feel alone, in your business building. And that's not where we want you to be, right? You can feel stuck, you can feel alone, you can feel like you're just at a place where you're not progressing. Hey, Lifestyle Gems, welcome in the building, all right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and hop right into the training. And essentially our goal is to shift you in two different components. One, like I mentioned before, hey Coco, I'm gonna go ahead and teach you guys everything that you need to know with regards to helping you get delegated help, when to hire help within your business. And on the other side, we're gonna talk about a strategy to get you to your 2 to 5K months within your online business building. Keep going, girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lifestyle Gems. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate you. Thank you. So one of the biggest shifts between, if you see me looking on this side, I'm streaming over on YT at theintentionallady.com. At The Intentional Lady on YT. Thank you so much for the daily heart me. I appreciate you being a high engager, girl. You get it. 100%. So one of the biggest struggles and one of the biggest shifts between hustling as an entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur, if you plan on becoming one, is getting out of hustle culture, essentially, right? And so when you are in a mentality and a mindset, when you have a business or you're a female entrepreneur, oh, I know what you're doing. Can you clarify? Oh, I know what it's so hard to sometimes understand as the comments come in, because it's just like sometimes you wish you could just talk to people through the platform. But one of the biggest shifts between a hustling entrepreneur and a CEO would essentially be these two things. Okay, so if you're a hustler when streaming to the side, yes. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for understanding. So if you have a hustler mentality, which I think to a certain extent nothing is wrong with that, depending upon you how you define it as a female entrepreneur, you essentially will keep telling yourself, how can I do more, right? When you're hustling, hey, Miss Dear, as a female entrepreneur hustler, thank you so much for sharing out the live, right? But when you become a lady CEO, you start to ask yourself, what can I delegate so that I can operate in my lane of genius? Woo! I think that is a huge difference. Hey, Butter and Sage, love that name, right? Two different mentalities, right? So what happens is that most of us were raised literally to be the hardest worker in the room, right, Kita? We literally were raised to be the hardest worker in the room, and that's not always sustainable, and it's not strategic at the same time, especially if you have multifaceted roles, right, as a woman. Hey, Jonathan, welcome in the building. So if you're a mom, and let's say you're a caretaker, you have businesses, at the end of the day, as women, we're multifaceted diamonds. So essentially, we are designed to carry so much. But at the same time, as you progress in your business building, in your life, and your maturity, you most oftentimes value the importance of making sure that you have delegated help, right? Because when you have delegated help in your business building, essentially, you'll get to a place to where, as you have a mentality to go ahead and pivot, right? We're talking about a mental shift, going from hustler, coming to the side of becoming a lady CEO, which is definitely important. Now, I'm going to give you some key points just in fully understanding some just different components, okay, when it comes to all of these different things. Now, leadership in and of itself equals stewarding the vision, right? And not literally doing every task. That's why if you ever pay attention to entrepreneurs and CEOs, they oftentimes speak from the perspective of having a high level view versus diving into like the everyday tasks, which essentially you want to go ahead and delegate so that you can stay at the place in your business of operations, right? You want to be the person that gets on the phone with the money makers. You want to be the person that is making the big decisions within your company as it grows and as it pivots, right? And so essentially, you cannot and will not be able to build a 10K a month business and beyond, without having this particular mindset and staying in the mode of do it all. You're not going to be able to do that, right? And so what you have to understand as another key point is that your time, your energy, right, and all of your decision making as a lady CEO is what will be your most valuable asset. A lot of times people do not understand this. They stay in hustle culture, but at the end of the day, it's important for you to come out of that, have a high level view, right? Because you are the decision maker, your time does matter, and you want to make sure that you have a level of preserved energy at the end of the day. So I want you to begin to ask yourself right now, even if you're watching this on the replay over on the YT side, if I only did the things that actually like literally move the needle in my business, what would those particular things be, right? As a business owner, if I only did the things that actually moved the needle, excuse me, in my business, what would those particular things be? And so what do I mean? If you potentially had a remote cleaning business agency like myself, thank you so much for liking the live lifestyle gems. I appreciate you. You would be concerned about getting more leads in the business, right? Being on the phone, talking to the decision makers, getting that money. You would not be concerned necessarily about making sure that your content is posted on social media. You understand what I'm saying? Because yes, making the content is important, but creating a system behind how the content is going to be distributed is more important. Getting a virtual assistant to help you to be able to get the content out is more important, right? You want to be at top level in your business as you grow within your different businesses, essentially, to be able to get to that point where you're doing high level tasks. Okay. Now, one thing that I noticed, like with female entrepreneurs, sometimes they're afraid. Hey, yo, biz, welcome, welcome, welcome. They're afraid to take things to the next level, right? And so we definitely want to be able to dive into talking about when it actually makes sense to go ahead and get help in your business, because I frankly feel like you don't need to wait until you're big enough to start, right? Thank you, Laura. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for liking the live, right? And sometimes I think what I find as female entrepreneurs is that we get so, I would say it's almost like connected to being prideful when it comes to like having this mentality that we're so busy. Like we want to be able to show the world essentially that we're the busiest woman in business, but that's not always the wisest thing that you need to do. Okay. It does not matter how busy you are. Are you making leaps and bounds in your business building by utilizing delegated help to be able to help you to get to the next level? Hey, Jay Prayer. Because remember what I mentioned, thank you, Laura, for liking the live, is that you want to make sure that you're pivoting. Okay. You're going up, 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 up in your business building, and you're staying in the seat of being a lady CEO. Hustling is fine. Like I get it. I understand it. But thank you so much for the daily heart me. I appreciate you, Laura. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're in the seat of CEO. You're making the decisions. You're making sure that your time, right, is kept in ways that it needs to be kept. and you have the energy that's necessary. Okay. And so here's one of the things that I also know to be the absolute truth, right? You don't hire help when you're drowning in millions. Okay. That's real, right? You hire help essentially so that you can get to consistent money without being burnt out. And that's where we go wrong. We don't do the necessary research to figure out how can I go ahead and turn these particular tasks over so that I can keep the money coming in to my particular business, which is our, right? Yeah, definitely true. It's our responsibility as business owners, right? When you are finding yourself at a place where you're burnt out, it's because you're doing all of the different things. You got that pride and ego, like, oh, I got a business and I'm running it. But at the end of the day, you're running on fumes because you have not learned the art of making sure that you delegate within your business, right? So I'm going to give you some primary signs that you can pay attention to. I don't care if you don't have a business yet, right? I don't care if you don't have a business. If you desire to have a business, it's better that you're learning these things now before you get to the place to where as you have your business. Okay. Now, if you are just starting your business, you need to know this. If you're in the middle of your business, then you need to know this. If you're at a place where you're scaling your business, then you need to know this. These are principles and pillars. Okay. So signs that you're ready to delegate to go get help is essentially these few that I went ahead and I jotted down. Okay. So number one, you're repeating the same task consistently every week within your business that someone else could potentially do. Okay. So if you find yourself doing the same task, if you find yourself like uploading your content, right, to social media, on the platforms that you're going to utilize, this is like a low level task that's being done every single week, then you need to potentially get delegated help, right? If you're turning down opportunities or clients and customers because you don't have capacity, you know that you're at a place where you need delegated help. Okay. If your response time when it comes to your DMs and your emails and is piling up, then you know that you need delegated help within your business. All right. And last but not least, you know what to do, right? But you don't have the time or the mental capacity and space to be able to execute within your business. What does that mean, ladies? That you need to go ahead and get delegated help within your business, right? So if you're at a place, hey, Soft Life Healing, and you're nodding, you're like, hey, Tamia, that's me, then we need to have a full discussion on how you can go ahead and start to get that delegated help, right? This is essentially a sign that your business model has outgrown the I do everything stage, and you need to go ahead and start to turn some things over. Hey, love, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. Enjoyed my Sunday. It was beautiful out here in Atlanta, Georgia. I appreciate you asking, and I hope your day went well too. Okay, so what we're going to do is now look at the money part, because this is where people get a little nervous in their business building. Hey, Lulu, welcome in, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I'm making all the money, right? And I don't necessarily want to share that money in terms of delegated help. But what they fail to realize is that when you get delegated help at the point in your business with some of the signs that I gave you, now you're only going to go ahead and pivot. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm about to hit you with a follow back, Soft Life Healing. I got you right now. Okay. And so we're going to talk about like money math of delegation. All right. Money math of delegation, because it matters. And what I most oftentimes know with customers and clients is that when you start to break different things down, then it's easier to be able to look at things from the perspective of the fact that you can do it. Oh my God, you're in Atlanta. I was just out there looking at houses. I plan to move out there. You should come. It is a beautiful place to be, and it's growing, and there are female entrepreneurs and different business events. I love it out here, and several different places to eat if you're a foodie like me. Thank you so much, Devane Gentry. Did I say that right? For the follow, I appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. So we're talking about the money math of delegation, okay? We're going to break down how you can start to look at getting the delegated help within your business, right? And how you can start to implement it, right? So if you charge, let's say, $1,000 for a service in your business, right? And you're spending hours, let's say on platforms like Canva, hours on administrative tasks, hours on like editing videos or tasks that don't need your brain, then that's what we would call expensive time. All right. And you don't realize that, right? But then when you turn and you shift your mindset and you're paying somebody like 15 to $25 an hour to help you to get free, right? Freed up enough to do what? To sell, to coach, to create offers, to build systems and strategies. Then we're working on something else, right? And really and truly, if you have an online business, you don't have to pay nobody 15 to $25 an hour. Okay, you can get a VA for as low as $8. Coach with me, and I'll give you the plug. $8 an hour. Okay, that is competence. That is absolutely amazing to be able to help you to take your business to the next level. And what you don't know sometimes is, yes, I do spend hours. Exactly. So if you're at a place to where, as Soft Life Healing, Shatima is your name. So nice to meet you again, and welcome to Atlanta, shorty. I hope you come out this way. But if you're at a place where, with any of the signs that I mentioned, you need to go ahead and let it go, right? And so that you can get to the higher parts of your business. Nice to meet you as well. Okay. And so I already expressed to you, a lot of times when we're first starting our businesses, or at any point, we want to keep all the money to ourselves. I remember when I first started hiring help for my remote cleaning business agency initially. When I obtained my huge Airbnb client, I had to do trial cleanings. And the reason why this was important was because I had to learn the intricate details of what it was going to take to be able to, make sure that my cleaners were doing what they needed to do for that particular client. Okay. But all that being said, it did feel good to have that money. I have an LLC, but I did it all the way wrong. So now I'm trying to do it right. Girl, we all did it the wrong way when we first started. I've always wanted a cleaning job. Girl, start a cleaning business. All right. Pull up. I will help you start a cleaning business, a remote cleaning business agency, and you don't have to do any of the cleanings. All right. So to that point, what I was mentioning was, for me, it was like, okay, this is great. Being able to make this money, I don't have to share with nobody. This is amazing. But then my mindset has always worked from the perspective of understanding how to be able to create a business online, right? Once you get that digital magic money, yes, that's what I meant, a cleaning business, got you. Once you get that digital money, it's nothing like it. I call it magic money, right? To whereas you can sit in the comfort of your office or of your home and make money, passive income essentially, okay? And so what I realized was that when I was at the beginning of the business building, I was trading my time. I was exhausted. And really and truly, I'm only passionate about cleaning my own house. So if you are always behind the register, you won't make exactly. So you have to move from that mindset, right, Laura, and get to the place to where, as it's like, I cannot do the high level things in my business if I stay at this particular position. Okay. And what I've realized was that, okay, if I make sure that I stick to the business model that I have, I will still be able to make my coins, and then I can be at a place to where, as I'm not exhausted, right? Trying to do the administrative tasks of my business, trying to do the operations, and then also trying to, do cleanings at the same time. No, I got to pivot this thing. Thank you so much, Diane. Focus and flourishing. I appreciate you for the follow. Thank you. And so when you shift your mindset, once again, what you'll learn is you're still going to make the money, right? At the beginning, you're going to have to put out, but it takes money to do what? To make money. And you realize that as a business builder. Thank you. I appreciate you. And so all of that being said, if you go ahead and you hire someone for 10 hours a month, right? And this is on the high end, okay? Let's say you hire them for $20 an hour, 10 hours a month, right? That's $200. You have to have a breakdown, right? Yeah, no problem. Yes, I learned that too. Yeah, thank you for sharing your knowledge. No problem. Here to serve female entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, upcoming entrepreneurs, established entrepreneurs, all the different things. So too many people want to spend on cute shoes, but won't spend on their business. Why, Laura? Because they don't realize that you have to pay in order to play, right? It's just a shifting of our mindset, right? And so I was mentioning, if you hire somebody for 10 hours, right? You pay them $20 an hour for a month. That's $200. But what are you getting as an exchange? You're getting time. You're getting time back. So now that's 10 hours that you can go ahead and put into your particular business building from the operational standpoint. Exactly. You have to pay in order to play. And sometimes when you're first starting your endeavors, it is a scary thing. But when you realize that you can hand off the administrative task or any other task within your business that somebody else really enjoys doing and probably does it way better than you, then something starts to shift, right? So when I make money in my cleaning business and then I don't have to go ahead and do the cleanings, it is still an amazing thing. It is an amazing thing, 100%, right? When there are certain tasks that I don't have to do within my business, it's an amazing thing. Even when it comes to having like a digital products based business, how can you go ahead and hand off some of the administrative tasks in that business? How can you go ahead and kind of get different things done? Because you potentially hire somebody on Fiverr, right? That's Fiverr to go ahead and put together your ebook. They can have it done maybe in an hour or two, right? And then all you have to do is hook up the back end systems to be able to put the ebook there and then more or less focus on your marketing plan. Okay. And if you're struggling with that, grab my ebook 550 chat GPT prompts. That's going to help you with the marketing with regards to your particular digital products based business. Okay, it is $9.99, girl. Grab it. We're investing in ourselves within this hour, and we're not waiting to the first of the year at the top of the year to talk about we got a New Year's resolution. No, you need to get this business together in the fourth quarter. Okay, so by the time the first quarter comes, business owners we think in quarters. By the time the first quarter comes and it's game time, you already have the setup and the plan for your business. You already have your content plan. You already got all of the different things so that you can take things to the next level. Do you have an ebook for beginners? Absolutely. If you click the LINK in my bio and then you scroll, you'll see online business starter kit. It is $27. What we're going to spend on Starbucks this week, what we're going to spend on Chick-fil-A, it is a great investment. It's an opportunity for me to be able to coach you through from the perspective of having a guide. All right, really working through things. And I love the Starter Blueprint bundle because it doesn't just come with the Lady CEO Business Blueprint guide, but I also went ahead and threw in my Ladypreneur guide as well. So it's a 2-part ebook for $27. So Soft Life, were you the one that put that up there? I have to go back in the comments. For some reason, it's not showing. Yes, you, Diane. Am I pronouncing your name right? Yes. So it's up there in the LINK. I can't say the word or I'll get in trouble with TT on this side. I'm trying to stay in good graces. Thank you, Laura, so much for the heart puffs. I appreciate you. So all of that being said, what we're talking about at the lowest level, but it's one of the most important things, is just you guys shifting the trajectory of your mindset. You have to shift your life. You're shifting the trajectory of your life, but then also your mindset, because we're getting better. We're not working harder. And I know we hear these trendy things, we're working smarter, but when you really begin to operate in that thing, then you absolutely, thank you, Laura, for the popular buzz. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you so much. And so now that we understand this component, right, we're not making a big deal because let's say we have to pay an assistant $20 an hour. Like I said, I'm the plug. So go ahead, fill out the application to coach with me, okay? And then I'm gonna plug you into the resources that you need to be able to get the delegated help to operate from the operational standpoint, okay? I ain't talking about no $20 an hour. Literally can't wait for coaching. Woo! I'm super excited because you're a boss already, Laura. So 2 bosses, we're gonna get to the bag, all right? Super excited to work with you as well. And so to that point, as I mentioned, now you're breaking down in terms of your mindset that, okay, I'm not intimidated that I have to pay this person $20 an hour. We doing it, right? I'm not intimidated by that because at the end of the day, I might have to pay this person $200 for the month, but then they're going to be able to take away 10 hours of tasks. Thank you, Lola, for the follow, sis. I appreciate you. Welcome. And so now they're going to give me 10 hours back in my business. And I don't have to worry about that because it's shifting your mindset once again from doing the low level things in your business and then making sure that you're sitting in a seat. Thank you. Thank you for the follow Shauna's business. You're sitting in the seat of being that lady CEO. Because when you have the opportunity, and those of you that have a business, when you have the opportunity to stay in the high level of parts of your business, there's more of a joy that you have. You can pay to struggle and make big mistakes, or pay for help like coaching and get things fast. Yep. Get to where you got to go faster. So that's why I tell people I don't never have to beg anybody to buy my products and services, because I'm in service to you. And there are already things that I've been able to accomplish. Do I know it all? No. I'll tell you right away. I haven't done it all and I don't know it all, but I've done a lot, right? And I may be a few steps ahead of you in this process, or maybe right where you are. But at the end of the day, every coach needs a coach. Okay. If we want to be able to get to the next place within our business building, we have to be able to invest within our business, right? So I tell you, click on the LINK on my bio, get the business blueprint starter kit. Even if you already have a business, sometimes certain things have to be reinforced into our businesses so that we can take things to the next level, or the coaching. Okay. So one thing, that we're consistently looking at now that we realize, okay, we need help, right? Is could you use let's say those 10 hours, to be able to do different things that most matter, to sign up at least one more client, right? To create another digital product if you have a digital products-based business, right? To be able to pivot whatever type of business you have, okay? So when it comes to what to delegate, right? Because it's just like, okay, I finally realized that I want to be able to delegate different things in my business. We want to look at the following things. So if you have a pen and paper, now's when you want to go ahead and jot certain things down, right? So some of the things I mentioned, but just to kind of get fully honed in, anything administrative, you want to go ahead and delegate, okay? When it comes to like inbox things, emails, scheduling, delegate. These are all administrative tasks. Remember, you're the lady CEO. You're not worried about those things. You can hand these things off to a virtual assistant in a second and not worry about them. And what I say is, you don't want to completely, in my opinion, take your hand all the way out of your business. So what I recommend as a coach is, yeah, delegate, but then have a Monday meeting with your administrator or your virtual assistant to give them some direction, right? Build out a project management tool to share with the virtual assistant, essentially. Thank you, Laura, for the popular votes, so that then you can keep your hand in the pot and know what's going on. Because you don't want to completely give your business over to nobody. Okay, I don't care if it's your grandma. You don't want to do that because it's your business. You do want to keep your hands on certain things until you get to the place where you're either selling the business, or you get to the place to where as you're handing over the business to somebody, maybe in your family or whatever have you, you want to make sure that you keep your hand to the pulse of what's going on in your business. Okay. Now, next, if you are doing, you should be, if you're doing content creation or repurposing content, I have to run. I have a great live. Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much. People work with her. That's right. Listen to Laura. Fill out an application so I can be able to help you to shift your business and take it to the next level, or create a business that you love. Laura, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right. So if you're doing content repurposing, right? Simple editing within your business or posting, these things need to go to a VA, right? Customer onboarding tasks like welcome emails, contract sending, reminder emails, all of those different things you can go ahead and hand over to your VA, okay? Depending upon the type of business model that you have. Any type of basic operational tasks like updating links, like let's say on your website, or updating like modules if you have courses, then you can hand those tasks over to a VA, okay? So you don't want to start also at a place to where it's like you're delegating your whole brain. That's not what you want to do. What I mean is kind of like dumping everything on the person that's going to go ahead and help you. But you do want to start by delegating tasks, right? And not outcomes, right? You want things to be clear, simple, and repeatable tasks for whoever it is you're going to be handing things over to, right? So when you're thinking about hiring a VA, let's say, okay, you can start off small. So tell the person, I want to go ahead and hire you for 5 hours a month to start, okay? So that you can see kind of what the cadence is going to be and what it feels like, so that it's not overwhelming, like you're giving up all of your power, right? Or you can do paper projects. So there are different websites that you can go to, like I mentioned, like Fiverr FI. Thank you so much, Dominic, for the Daily Heartbeat. I appreciate you. Right, Fiverr FIVERR, and you can get different projects done on a one-time basis. Happy Sunday, says Happy Sunday. Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate you. So let's say you want to get your booking system set up. Let's say you have a remote cleaning business agency and you find the booking platform, right? But then you want to go ahead and set it up, and you kind of, thank you for the popular votes. I totally appreciate your support. Thank you. And so you want to go ahead and get this set up like ASAP within 24 hours because you want to make sure that you're getting your customers coming in. Girl, you loaded me up. You're loading me up. Thank you. I completely appreciate you. Thank you so much. And so you want to make sure that you're working smarter. So now you're going to hire on a pay per basis, with regards to this help. Or let's say you want to get your templates, your email templates cleaned up. Thank you, friend. This is a task that you can go ahead and hand off on a pay per basis, okay? Or you can go ahead and utilize something called DFY. That's done for you tools. I forgot the T. So DFYT, right? So essentially this is templates that you want to go ahead and get so that you're not starting from scratch. So that's why I tell you, if you're working a 9-to-5, you want to keep your 9-to-5, but you want to start your digital products-based business, what you want to do is start at the base level of utilizing different templates to be able to help you, right? You don't want to build from scratch because it will take longer. I started in digital marketing like 5 to 7 years ago, and I was building out everything from scratch. I don't care if it was funnels. I don't care if it was courses. I don't care if it was ebooks. I mean, all like my what is the name? Like my work systems, meaning to say like project management tools, everything from scratch. Now I thank God for that. And the reason why is because it taught me a lot. Thank you for liking the live, guys. I totally appreciate you. It taught me a lot and put me at a position to whereas like I'm not just a digital marketer that's coming into the space kind of just like selling things, but I am really good when it comes to being strategic and having strategies and having systems. So I'm at an advantage when it comes to this particular space, right? So I took the long route, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't learn, because when you coach with me, I teach you the back end of how to build out your systems so you understand what's going on. But at the right, you can help people better. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so when I teach within my coaching program, I want you to know what's going on with regards to the strategies, right? I honestly, and I'm not the type of coach that's like, okay, I'll do it all for you. I literally will have the women that work with me walk through the process, do the research. And so that's why I'm considered to be a coach / consultant, right? Because when you sit with me and you're consulting with me, I'm empowering you with the tools, hey, Jazz, that work so that then you can implement these different processes and begin to see change within your particular business, okay? So you're going to either use done for you tools, templates, so that you're not starting from scratch. My girl live. Hey, Jazz. Good to see you. I hope your Sunday is going well. But you do have to have a mindset, overall, to be able to hand off small tasks so that it doesn't feel like it's going all the way, right? And so if you're the type of person, you're sitting here, you're thinking, you're listening and you're thinking, right? And you're saying, I know I need to clean up my systems, right? Before I bring someone into my particular business. That's like trying to clean your house before you have a cleaner come over. And I understand what that's about because I'm a type A personality. No, you want to hand it over as is. Obviously, you want to have different trainings that you put into place potentially, but you can really build out a system. I'll drop some gems for you guys. You can build out a system on like a project management tool and then do like different videos, like plug and play trainings, so that when you get your VA, let's say if you have to hire multiple VAs, then all they have to do is kind of go through that systematic training. That's what I do, right? I have like a welcome video and a project management tool for a VA, and it's just like, hey, go to this project management tool, look at the different video links that I placed in here so that you can kind of see what the systems look like that I have. And then, it's an easier handoff. Okay. 100%. 100% easier handoff. So once again, if you know that you're ready to take your business to the next level, your online business, then you want to make sure that you get delegated help 100%, because it is absolutely important to be able to do so. Okay, you picking up what I'm putting down? Now, the next component, because we're doing days 20, oh my gosh, I keep messing this up, guys. Please forgive me. I think days 26 through 27. If you're following me over on YT, you will see the days on the thumbnail because I'm like, all I know is we're close to 30 days in our challenge. And when you get to the end of a 30-day challenge, you don't know kind of like if you're going or coming because you've been showing up consistently. So I think we're days 26, 27. We're almost there. I'm going to do a giveaway for my ebook that I do have to help you within your business builder. I'm going to give it away for free on the 30th day. So make sure you guys lock in. Okay. Thank you guys for liking the live. All right. So now we're going to switch gears quickly to talk about how to build your online business from obtaining, let's say, like 2K to 5K a month. And really, you can get your own plan into place as to how much you want to be able to make for your business. But I'm going to kind of give you an outline. Okay. And so the first thing that I want to be able to say is wanting to be able to build up your business to 2 to 5K a month is not greedy. If you want to build up your business to 10K a month, that's not greedy. That's the vision that you have. And when you're shifting your mindset, let's say from, being paid 26 times a year, like by month, bi-weekly, or either receiving, I think it's like 52 paychecks, something like that. If you work a 9 to 5, sometimes it's hard to grasp that you can set a particular number per quarter, obviously per month for your business, and actually hit that number if you are strategic in your business building. Okay. So essentially for a lot of women, especially moms, there are so many things that you can look at, right? When it comes to building your business and just the freedom that you can obtain as a woman. I don't care if you're single, I don't care if you're a mom, whatever, when it comes to making this type of money. Right. And that's why a lot of women get into business. They could be moms, they could be single moms, they could be women that just have a vision and they want to be able to obtain more. Right. But when you think about making money like this in your business, you think about paying off debt. Come on, somebody. Right. You think of having a savings, right, so that you can breathe. God forbid there's an emergency. You think about being able to outsource help, let's say in your home or in your business, like we talked about prior to, or having options within your relationships and in your life to be able to travel, all of the different things. So I don't want you to ever feel guilty about making money within your business. That's your prerogative. As hard as you decide to work is how you're going to have the ability to be able to pivot your business. But a lot of times we feel guilty and we don't really tap into the creative, strategic side that's going to be able to help us to get there. Because I promise you, if you plan out your business, if you plan out the brackets or the amount of money you want to make per month and then put a strategy in place, you can reach it. It just all depends on you. And sometimes I don't like the sensational trainings that's like, I'm going to teach you how to make 10K a month. No, essentially you make as much as you want to make. Maybe you want to make 20K. Maybe you want to make 30K. Maybe you only want to make an extra $1,000. Whatever it is that you want to go ahead and make, you can make. But one thing that I want you to start to do is to start breaking down the amount. Because when you break down the amount, it's more obtainable psychologically versus me saying, okay, you need to make $5,000 a month. You're looking at that like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Or you need to make 10,000, or you need to make 20,000. It is simple math at the end of the day. Okay. So I need you to break it down. Hey, Tiffany, welcome in, right? Break it down, ladies. Okay. So for example, let's say you want to make 10K a month. How many clients do you need to be able to make 10K a month? If you're a coach or if you have some kind of clientele or even customers in your business, all you need to be able to do is get 10 clients at $1,000 to be able to make 10K, right? Or 5 clients paying you $2,000 to be able to make 10K, or 20 people, right, paying you $500 to be able to get to 10K. Okay. Or you can have a mix within your business. So if you have 2 high ticket clients, right, and they're paying you $2,500, then that's $5,000. We're doing a breakdown and it's obtainable. I'm telling you, it's obtainable. It's obtainable. Just do the work. Okay. So let's say you want to do like a mix, two high-end ticket clients, let's say at $2,500 by Sugar's turn to followers into sales. Jazz, I got you. You need a strategy, Jazz. If you put a strategy into place and then you implement over and over and over, strategy system, strategy system, strategy system, strategy system, then that's when you're going to start to run it up. Okay. And you have to position yourself as an expert in your industry, and you got to keep showing up. You have to be visible in order to sell, or your business has to be visible in order to sell. And how do we do that? We do that through showing up through content and systems, okay, in the online space. So just hold on. You can do this. You're at a place, it's a struggle now, but once you get the right system in place, the right visibility, then you can get to where it is that you need to be, okay? So we were talking about two high-end clients because we're talking about hitting 10K, let's say, in our business. You need two high-end clients, $2,500 in order to be able to make that 5,000. And then you can break it down more. Absolutely. You can break it down more and say, okay, this month I'm going to sell 25 digital products, right? Sell them at $100, and then that's $2,500, right? Or I'm going to do 25 low ticket product sales at $100, and then I can hit $2,500. Then you just have to figure out the hours essentially that you want to put into the business, which goes back to delegated help, right? Am I going to hire somebody, maybe pay them $20 an hour, which I say is way too high, okay? Plug in, okay? Coach with me. I got the breakdown. But let's say you want to hire them at $20 an hour. They're doing the more consistent tasks within your business, and then you're focusing on things like showing up and being visible, then I'm telling you, get to where you need to be because you're not worried about certain components. And by the time you run up, the $5,000, the $10,000, the $2,000 a month within the business, and you're like, oh my God. And let's say you made 2K, right? But then you decided to get to take the sacrifice. You decided to get the VA. Now all you got to do is pay the VA, right? $200, and you still can put the rest of the money in your pocket. Okay. So the thing is, when you look at the numbers, the way that I told you as a breakdown, right? You realize, okay, if I consistently do the thing within my business, then I'll get to where it is that I need to be within my business, right? And so one thing that we also need to realize is that when you have like a higher level mindset, and then you pair that with delegation, then you can get to where you need to be. Okay. Some people within their business, they're not meant to be, let's say, like the designer or either the editor, right? Or the strategist or the coach forever, depending upon what it is that you're trying to do. You might start off your business like that, but then you definitely want to get to a place to where as you are pivoting. So once again, in order to get to the 10K days, the 10K, you might get to a 10K day for real, or the 10K month, the 5K month, the 2K month, you have to be focusing on the higher level things. So your core offers, what are you offering to your people? Your core content, right? Your core support systems, the core things within your business that's going to take different things to the next level, right? And so, Jazz, if you're still in the building, one thing that's super important to realize is that you need to have clarity. That's one of the things that I teach every single morning when I get on live between 7 a.m. and 7:30, okay, Eastern Standard Time. Clarity gets you to cash, right? So when you are building out your offer, and I'm still in alignment with my teaching, you want to be able to promise your ideal customer or clients the results that's necessary. Because what are you doing? You are delivering transformation to your people. I don't care if you're selling them a pen, it's transformation to your people, right? Now they can write with this pen that you sold them. It's transformation. The bottom line is they couldn't write before, not until they bought your pen. And they might be writing their next novel. You don't know. You just are the person that's in that position to be able to answer that pain point, right? Okay. And then you can't operate in fear. You got to charge what you believe your expertise is worth. What do you believe your expertise is worth? That's what you charge. You're not operating in fear. That's how you're going to get to the bag, right? And so also, you want to make sure that you have a clear content strategy, okay? When you're building out, people, they need to be able to discover you as an expert in your industry because of the fact that you're showing up, right? So I don't care if you're doing consistent content or you're doing live streams or collaborations. I just sent out an email to my email list, which is free, my newsletter. Make sure you tap on the LINK in my bio. And I told them that the content club is coming, right? We're literally going to get together every month. And I'm at the end of this 30-day challenge. So now I can pivot some things, get together every month within the community, or maybe twice a month live, right? And we're going to build out your content with strategy, because that's what a lot of us are missing. We need content that has strategy, that has call to actions, that has systems. If you're doing a 3-day series, right, for your business, let's say if you're a coach, you're literally teaching in that series for 3 days. You're offering in that series, right? You're explaining, helping people to see you positioned as an expert in your business, which essentially will have them come to you because they realize that you can answer their pain point, right? It has to be intentional. Okay. It's important to do like live streams when you are a business owner. You're showing up, collaborations, connect with other experts. I don't care what you're selling. I don't care if you're doing TikTok shop. Could you potentially connect with another TikTok shop owner that's maybe selling something similar or something that can be in collaboration to what you have? Okay. It's important to understand that when clients are going on a journey with you, that they're binging your content, right? And they feel safe with you. The people that show up consistently for my live videos, they show up in the evening when I'm on, they show up in the morning, they show up to my YT content, they try to find me on IG, they feel safe, they feel a connection, okay? And then in addition, when you have customers and clients and they're on a journey with you, they see a clear call to action. This is so important, right? When you're putting this content out here, you're telling people what to do. You're telling them to apply, book a call, join the program, right? Book the cleaning service, right? Do this, that, and the third. You have to take people on a journey, okay? And then they want to know that they can come into your particular customer journey in a smooth way. So for instance, if you're coaching people, you need to make sure that your emails or your links or whatever the expectations are, like it's a smooth journey, okay? Next, still connected to making 5K a month, whatever your goal is, you want to make sure that you have those systems. We already talked about delegated help, right? Your systems that connect to support. So whether that is a calendar that supports your particular client work, or content creation or basic automations, let's say for emails, for bookings and payments, systems is what helps you to not have chaos in your business. Okay? You want to just have a mentality to where, as I'm a systems driven person, okay? A systems driven person. You're not doing stuff, like flying out of the seat of your pants. You want to make sure that you shift your mentality into understanding that you can put everything into a system. You live in 2025. It's almost 2026. Shift your mindset, sis. Okay? Shift your mindset. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Okay? So one thing that's super important, lastly, to remember is that, once again, just as like a reflection, we talked about delegation, and then we also talked about how you can have 2 to 5K months, which is really attainable if you break it down. Okay. So one, you want to make sure that you stop doing tasks by yourself. Just stop it. Go ahead, do the research, coach with your girl, so that we can get systems set up with regards to how you can go ahead and implement delegated help. It's super duper important, because that's how you're going to get to the next level. Thank you, Jazz, for liking a lot. Okay. And then on top of that, what's one particular offering, right, for your customers or your clients, however your business is set up, that you could double down on to be able to help to move forward towards your 10K months, right? So if you have digital products in particular, how many digital products do you need to sell per day, right? How many digital products do you need to sell per week to get to the number? When you break it down from that perspective, it's something that's super duper easy, okay? 100%, all right? So we have clarity, right? We need to also clean up, like in terms of like our pricing scale, how much we want to sell things for, stop being so scary, map out whatever your customer journey is going to be, right? And then start to go ahead and implement different systems and strategies within our businesses. I cannot stress that enough. That's why you're frustrated. You just need systems and support, right? So you're not running your business on fumes. Go ahead, put the system in place, If that system doesn't work, test another system. But majority of the people that you see in the online space that have online businesses, pretty much, even though the funnels might be different in terms of like the customer's journey, usually it's the same systems. How many people you come to their page and they all have Stan Store? They all have Stan Store, right? So it's just a matter of shifting your mentality to understand that you can get to the bag at the end of the day. Okay. And so all of that being said, if you're still with me over on the YT side or you're over here on the TT side, I want you to go ahead and click the link in my bio. Whether you need help in terms of being able to just build certain components of your business out from the marketing standpoint, definitely grab my prompts, 550 prompts that you can plug into ChatGPT so that then ChatGPT can help you to be able to build, because that's your best buddy. And or get the business bundle. The business bundle is going to be my Ladypreneur guide, all right? And then in addition, the online business blueprint to be able to coach you through, all right? If you want to coach with me, I'm at capacity right now. But by next week, I should be opening up, let's say 2 more spots, all right? Next week, I should be opening up 2 more spots because we're going to go into the month of December. And you'll have the chance to sit with me. We'll strategize. I'll coach you and also consult you on how to take things to the next level. Go ahead and fill out the application. All right. Once you get on the 15-minute pre-consultation call, which is $15 with me, I'll have a mapped out plan on the basis of what your application says. We'll kick it, make sure we got a vibe, make sure we got good chemistry. And then I'll go ahead and send you your link to be able to take the next step in the Lady Accelerator program. After you go ahead, you make your payment, then we'll go ahead and book your session. I'll start to set up the different documentation that's going to be needed, the project management tool that we will be working through, okay? I'll upload some resources, okay? And then we'll start to do the work. It's all about just having a mentality that I want change within my business. I want a business. I want to be able to see next year look different. And when you coach with someone that has already been doing the things that's a few steps ahead of you, you can ensure that with that mentality and with the consistency of what you want to go ahead and build, right? Hey, Kristen's work at home. Then you can be able to see some change, right? Because it's no way you're going to be doing the things that are necessary in your business and not be able to see change. Life doesn't work like that. Anything that you implement consistently, you are going to see change, right? But you have to shift your mindset in order to see that. So grab the online business blueprint bundle. Remember, I'm giving you the Ladypreneur guide for free, 4 action steps in that guide. And then you're going to invest within yourself. It's just $27. You're going to invest the online business blueprint on the other side. Okay. Now we're coming down from days 26 to 27. You can grab this replay for all previous days because we're 30 days, y'all. And then go ahead and watch the videos on that side. Some of the days I had to double up, but it essentially is the more so heavy weight back in things that's needed to be able to build your online business. Okay. You can consume this content. It's going to be very helpful. And if you're at a place where it's just like, Tamia, I kind of want you to hold my hand throughout the process and coach with you, then fill out applications so that I can be able to help you to do just that. Thank you so much, Mega. I appreciate you for liking the live. Good to see you. 7-figure check ready. I love it. I just hit you with a follow. Commercial cleaning business. Yes. I love that. And I like your pink car. That's dope. So yeah. So if you guys have any questions surrounding how to be able to build an online business, you got me live and direct. I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. And then in addition, if you need any help with regards to how to navigate to hit the link in my bio to get your business blueprint with either your 550 prompts or either where do I go to coach with you? Where do I go, to be able to join your newsletter for free so that when I open up the content community for female entrepreneurs upcoming, then you'll be one of the first to know. You'll get grandfathered in because it's going to be a subscription-based community. What's going to happen is that the ground level of the community is going to have an introductory price. But as we continue to add modules and the community continues to grow, then the value is growing. So the price is going to go up. But if you lock in at the grandfather price, then that will be your price here on out. And I just personally haven't seen a community like it. I feel like I'm filling in a gap for female entrepreneurs that already have businesses, but they're struggling because they don't have the systems and the strategies on the back end of creating their content. So if you can have a community, thank you, Ms. Smith, for the follow, then you can get to where you need to be. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you here tomorrow between 7 a.m. and 7:30 so that we can continue to run it up with regards to creating a business that we absolutely love. Y'all have a good night. Stay sweet and shoot me a DM if you have a question. All right. Good night.